Hey everybody, it's Sean from Ridesharing101.com. Today on the daily vlog, I asked the question, is it okay to cancel rides from your passengers? And before I get to that, I also have a brief rideshare story that I will mention at the end. But drove a lot yesterday, and I have diamond status, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but one of the nice things about it is when you get potential rides, it tells you estimated duration of the trip. So you can use this to your advantage. If you're only going to drive for, let's say, 40 minutes and it says long trip, hour and 10 minutes, hey, you can't accept that. But I first saw a trip, I was like, oh, right on, 40 plus minutes, cool. But then I saw that the passenger had a rating of 9.6, and there's just no way in hell I'm taking that trip. Doesn't matter how long they are. If the person has a rating that low, and they're using Uber to go that far, there's something not right. And I trust my other fellow drivers, because most drivers like me, if the passenger is fine, doesn't cause any problems, you give them a 5, they give you a 5, everything's all right with the world. So first trip I saw, 4.6, no. And then I saw another one, 4.65. That's not good. But again, it was another 35-minute trip. So I go to the area and I look around and the person isn't there. I've sent my messages saying on my way, and I got there. I send the message I've arrived. Don't see the person. I call, no answer. I hit cancel and I move on. Time is money, and I don't have time to wait around for people who aren't there. It's not good business sense, and passengers need to learn that. They need to learn they need to be where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there. I'm there when I'm supposed to be there. If you're not there, you're not going to get a ride. And so it's okay to cancel on your passengers, especially if you do pool rides and you show up, the person has got advance warning. They know where you're going to be. The other passengers, they were there on time. They want to get to where their destination is in a timely manner. Why should they have to wait for other people that couldn't get their act together? So that's just a few examples. But basically, in short, I was just thinking about this. It's more than okay to cancel passenger rides. I don't like doing it, but if people aren't there, I've been driving part-time for 5 years. I have about 5,500 rides under my belt. My time is money, and if you can't respect that, then you're going to have to deal with somebody else. I know it might sound callous, but that's just how it is. If you order a ride, you should be on the sidewalk, ready to go. If for some weird reason something happened, then you've got a message feature, or you can call me and you can say, hey, I'm really sorry. I got halfway there and I realized I forgot my keys or whatever. I'll be there in just a minute. Please don't leave. Okay, fine. I'll work with you on that. You have consideration for my time, I'll have consideration for yours. So I ended up canceling that fare, and you know what? It worked out great because I got another fare of a couple, an English couple, that were actually going to rent an RV. And they were doing that I picked them up at Pier 39, Fisherman's Wharf, San Francisco, and drove them all the way down to Newark, it was like a $50 fare. They tipped me $20, which was really sweet and really kind. And then I crossed the bridge by around Facebook, and I got another fare from people going all the way up to San Francisco. So it worked out well. I made good money on that trip. Now sometimes you'll cancel that fare, that 45-minute fare, and maybe the next fare is only 5 minutes, but that's just how it goes. You need to have some standards and stick to them. I talk about having a plan. This is part of the game plan. Don't let other people waste your time. Now, having said that, rideshare story. I was doing a pool run, and I picked this guy up outside the Nema apartments, and they're off of Market Street. Parking is a little tricky to get to them because two lanes sort of feed together. You cross Market, and Market's the main thoroughbred. I was going to say thoroughbred, but it's the main thoroughfare in downtown San Francisco, where a lot of the businesses are. And Nema Apartments are close to Twitter and Uber. And I pull up in Cristobal, my one passenger, cool guy from Spain. Or Cristoban, sorry, didn't mean to call him Cristobal. Cristoban is there, but the other passenger isn't, and his name is Moses. Now, we wait, and I say, hey, I'll give this guy like a minute, if that's okay with you. And Cristoban is like, sure, that's okay. He's a friendly guy. And I wait for a minute, and then I just simply open up the door, and there's kind of a group of people, and everybody's waiting for their rideshare cars. And I start yelling out, Moses! Moses! And everybody's looking at me, and one guy from, across the courtyard goes, Jesus loves you! And I just started laughing. So I get back into the car. I start talking with Cristoban. And I'm like, oh yeah, that probably sounded a little weird. Some like crazy guy outside his car with his arms out going, Moses! Moses! So I get the message from Uber saying if your other passenger is not here, cancel the trip and move on, which is what I do. So I do that, and then I start the trip for I call him Cristoban, but it's Cristoban, I guess, with the accent. So maybe I'll call him Cristoban. Use my Spanish from high school. And then the app kind of freezes up. So I tell him that. I'm like, Cristoban, my app kind of froze up. I'm going to have to close out and then open it back up. Maybe Moses parted my screen, and he just laughed, and he thought it was pretty funny, and I did too. I guess maybe you had to be there, but so beware. Cancel on your passengers who aren't there, but beware on their powers, I guess. So there you have it. Yeah, I'm easily amused, if you couldn't tell. Anyway, it's Sean from Ridesharing101. Thanks for listening. Have a safe weekend, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.